Brewster here with New Brewster's Millions of Brands, and this is Happy New Year 2023, and I'm very excited to put this episode together because I get to feature my new guitar, this Fender American Performer Telecaster, which I picked this up a little bit before Christmas, and I'm stoked. I'm very excited, very happy with this guitar, and I'm going to talk and explain a little bit as far as why I chose this guitar and where it falls in my little family of 6-string friends here. But great guitar. Very musical and very different than everything else I have in my studio, so I'm stoked with this guitar. And of course it's a Fender Tele in vintage white, so this is totally the Eugene Martone Telecaster, from the movie Crossroads, and I've been posting about that on Facebook. And definitely, if you haven't seen Crossroads, the film, Crossroads is legendary. Of course everybody knows the head cutting duel with Steve Vai, but the film itself is very inspiring, and I've been a fan of this film since I was a little kid. So the combination of the lighting and the video filter I prefer to use, it does make my guitar appear yellow, or more yellow on camera. But let me assure you, it is vintage white. I wanted to include this clip with a different video filter just so you can see the actual color of my guitar. So just like I've mentioned in the Soloing Secrets series here on this channel, guitarists typically carry their influences throughout their entire career and their life, and the same could be said for me. My first guitar instructor was Jody Davis, and Jody's famously played with the band Newsboys for decades. He's been their guitarist for a long time. And Jody's an exceptional guitarist, and he definitely, was my first teacher. I was like a preteen, and he was already out of high school and stuff, but he gave me some lessons, taught me some basic chords, actually showed me how to tap, helped me with, understanding some of Van Halen's, tricks and secrets, and definitely a huge influence on me. And so my Telecaster obsession dates all the way back to then, because this is a picture of Jody's senior picture, and you can see he's using a Telecaster. And I've actually used this photo as inspiration. I can't believe I still have this senior picture. But I remember, looking at this photo when I was a kid, and was inspired just seeing him holding that guitar. So I'm already aware that some of the viewers out there and even some of my friends are a little confused as to why I got a Telecaster, and this is something I've wanted for a very long time. But I'm pretty sure that some of the viewers and some of my friends were expecting me to get something like this. So yeah, that's not really the direction I was wanting to go. I wanted something traditional. I didn't want a modern, like Super Tele or something like that. I really just wanted a vintage, single coil Telecaster. No frills, nothing crazy, just vintage vibes and tone and that twangy, sound. And this is exactly what I was looking for. And it does give me the trifecta of guitar tone, because now I have a Telecaster, a Stratocaster, and a Les Paul, which I am so stoked to have, like the holy trinity of, guitars and guitar tone. And then the Paul Reed Smith is just like this modern freak guitar, so I still love that one of course too. But I'm so happy with my electric guitars, and actually all the guitars in my studio. And then before anybody puts a cowboy hat on me and says, oh, you bought a country guitar, let me remind you, this is a legendary rock and blues and funk and jazz. There's lots of guitarists that have played Telecasters. And yeah, there's a whole cornfield full of country guitarists playing tellies. But there's some, legendary, just historic guitarists that played Telecasters. So I want to give you a rundown with the pickups and what it sounds like, plugged in. So here's the bridge pickup. Here's the neck pickup. Super sweet middle position right here. Sounds amazing. Sounds really, really good and strikingly different than the Les Paul and the Strat and the Paul Reed Smith too. But then that bridge pickup, super bright. Right. Super twangy and stuff in there. All these like real snappy, telly licks and stuff. And then that super warm neck is so musical. That actually sounds better than my Strat neck pickup. That sounds amazing right there. And then that middle position is just quacky and funky and so cool. I love that middle. So honestly, it was kind of a slow year as far as acquiring gear or new gear for me, in 2022. I did get an MXR Deep Phase, so that was kind of earlier in the year. This is a really cool phase pedal, and I already had the Phase 95, the Mini, but then when this came out, I just jumped on it because I thought, yeah, another phaser. And I did feature this in my EP I released back in October, Space Dragon, and it's on the song Star Hunter. I haven't done this yet. Let's see what the Tele and that MXR Deep Phase sound like together. Sounds really cool together. Also this year I got a shipment of new Hawk picks from Rob over in England, and I love these picks. I've been using them for like the last 6 years or so. I did make a testimonial video when the picks arrived, and that's what you actually see, like kind of sitting over here on my amp. I've had people asking like, hey, what are those picks over there? They're Hawk. They're just like different, materials and different colors, but it's like the jazz size, and I've talked about these before. I love Hawk picks. Also this year I finally got around to trying Billy Gibbons Signature, Dunlop strings, and I've been wanting to check these out for a very long time. I just never actually found them in a store and never bothered to order them. And then I finally decided, like, you know what, I want to try those strings. And I bought 2 sets. I still have 1 set left. I think I'm going to put these on the Tele, but these are cool. And I definitely wanted to share this because Billy Gibbons and ZZ Top are like one of the most popular, videos on my channel. So if you're a Billy Gibbons ZZ Top fan, check out his strings. These are really cool. That's going to wrap this episode of Brewster's Millions of Rants with Happy New Year 2023. And obviously, I'm really excited and happy with my new Telecaster, and it's been very inspiring. I've noticed I'm definitely playing and hitting things different with this guitar compared to my others. And it's just the tone and the feel. You know, it's making me play different and practice a little bit differently. And the strings and the picks, of course, have been inspiring. And that Deep Phase pedal, earlier this year, definitely really inspiring when I first got it. And then when I recorded Space Dragon, I didn't really have a part for that song Star Hunter, and when I plugged that pedal in and started playing around with it, I wrote that song. So definitely that effect of that pedal inspired me, and that's really a big thing as far as this channel, just finding inspiration, sharing bands and guitarists and licks and chords and some new ideas, and just shaking things up, looking at things differently and pushing yourself. And really, like, finding inspiration, that's hard because, a lot of times you're going to find yourself sitting in a room practicing. Maybe you're a little bit bored, or you wished, I'd rather be watching TV, or, whatever you do. But you have to kind of inspire yourself. You have to look for inspiration, whether it's, a video, it could be a magazine or a book, a concert or something like that, a guitar lesson that you take or whatever. Inspiration and education's everywhere. It's up to you to notice it and find it and utilize it. So anyway, leave some feedback and comments. Please subscribe to my lessons, and I'll be back before you know it with more content and material. Thank you.